You guys know that I start shopping for Christmas on Veterans Day. And today is Veterans Day, and I got in on a sale before it ended. So let's go ahead and talk about all the patterns that I picked up and almost went broke and only have $2 left in this Veterans Day sale. We're talking about Simplicity.com. We're talking about JoAnn's. We're talking about VikiSews. We're talking about all the things. So if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I almost went broke. Not really, but you guys get it. And how I only saved $2 during this extremely fabulous Veterans Day sale. So Veterans Day weekend, I spent all my money, like all of my money, okay? And I picked up a lot of patterns. I went shopping all weekend long. But I'm just going to be sharing those patterns that I picked up from JoAnn, Simplicity.com, and VikiSews patterns. So let's go ahead and get into it. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are returning, you guys know what to do. Quick snack, something to drink, beverage of choice. Come back and chill with me as I take you on a journey on what I picked up and where I'm going to slot them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so first things first, I picked up, I think it's 4. I picked up 5 patterns from JoAnn's. I picked up 4 patterns, 5 patterns from JoAnn's, 4 or 5 patterns from JoAnn's. And then I picked up 4 patterns from Simplicity.com. I also picked up a ton of stuff from VikiSews during their sale as well. So let's go ahead and start off with JoAnn's. Now, with JoAnn's, you guys know as of the recording of this video, Simplicity was on sale. Simplicity ends today, which is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to you guys. You guys been watching my stories on IG. You guys know your girl been running around all morning. And now it's the afternoon and I have time to record this video before my kids come in from school, all right? So let's go ahead and talk about JoAnn's first. So Simplicity.com. Simplicity patterns on sale for $2.99. So I picked up 4. So the first pattern that I picked up, now I could have got this when I shopped the Simplicity.com sale a little while back when the new winter patterns dropped, but I did not. And there's a reason for it. But I went ahead and picked it up. It's Simplicity 3003. Now, the reason why I picked it up is because of the bell sleeves and the turtleneck. One thing that I will mention is it does call for knit. You know, your girl is not a fan of knit, but because I am recreating work wear coming up, because you guys now know the cat is out of the bag. But I got to go back to the office because when you're paying me a lot more, which I did share the number with you guys, 45K more, then of course, I'm going to definitely come up out of the house, go back to the office, and make it do what it do. But I need work attire. I cannot wear polo shirts. I cannot wear t-shirts. And this pattern may be one that I could definitely sew up. Minimal pattern pieces. Now, for this, you would probably think that it doesn't need like any type of notions, but for this pattern, you need a 9-inch invisible zipper for view A, B, or C. So don't skip out on that invisible zipper. Now, when you're looking at the line art, which I'm going to put up on the screen, as well as the pattern pieces for all these patterns, you're not going to notice that it needs a zipper in the back, but look at the line art really, really closely. You're going to need a invisible zipper. So this is the first pattern that I picked up. I'm planning on doing this at the top of the year. Now, I really don't need turtlenecks, but because I could, you know, hack this and make it a bodysuit, okay? And there's other views on here. That's why I went ahead and picked it up. So this one is Simplicity 3003. Let's go ahead and talk about the next pattern. So the next pattern that I picked up from JoAnn, these are all JoAnn's, so I'm not going to continuously say that, was a staple pattern that Sew Your View has sewn it. It has made its round. I have actually sewn this pattern way back in 2020. I needed a fresh new copy. This is Simplicity 8982. It's an easy to sew pattern. The reason why I picked it up is because for my hips and my bootay, pencil skirts work very well for me. And because, like I just said, I'm building a whole new wardrobe that I'm going to share with you guys probably at the top of the year. I'm already planning on what I want to do and what I want to put in my everyday workwear. And I feel like I could do every single view on this pattern and make it a good collection. I love the sleeves. Like I said, I have done this in a mustard. So if I can find the picture, I'll definitely put it up on the screen so you're able to see it. But I think I need to revisit this pattern for work attire. All right. So this one is I believe, so actually if you do view A, you need 6 5/8 inch buttons, but you can omit that like I did when I did this pattern. And then view D and E, you're going to need some elastic. So just to let you know, this is an elastic only pattern. View B is a no notion pattern. Okay, so put this in your archive. If you do not have it, go to simplicity.com or your local JoAnn during the next Simplicity sale and pick this baby up. All right, but once again, it's Simplicity 8982. Next pattern. All right, so the next one is a costume pattern. And you guys know your girl is good for flipping a costume pattern into everyday wear. Okay, if you don't know, you need to ask Shamir, because Shamir does the same thing. All right. So I do not sew these costume patterns as it's intended to be a costume. We ain't doing that. But this is Simplicity 3062. I picked it up because I love the sleeves on this button-down shirt. I feel that this will be great for, once again, a work attire wardrobe. You could actually pair this with some work attire pants, wide leg pants, skinny jeans, put some booties with it, put some heels with it, and you're good to go. Good look, okay? So I plan on doing view A on the pattern, but I also like view C on this pattern as well. So that's why I picked it up. But once again, it's 3062. For this pattern, you're going to need some buttons and some elastic if you are doing view A. View B, you're going to need some buttons, and then view C, you're going to need 12 half-inch buttons. So just note that you're going to need buttons to do this button-down shirt. And y'all know I'm a sucker for button-down shirts, all right? So for the fabrics, I plan on using a linen for this fabric, if not a gauze. So this is an average to sew pattern as well, but it's Simplicity 3062. Moving over to the last pattern that I picked up from JoAnn's. So the last pattern that I picked up for JoAnn's, I know you guys are going to wonder, like, what's the point of picking up that pattern? But it is a sewn adaptive pattern. So I could have picked this up a long time ago, but there's a reason why I picked this one up. Even though, you know, I like Lynn. I love Lynn, okay? I met Lynn at Atlanta Frock Tales. Love her. She's great with sewn adaptive. But I picked this up because I have a collection on how you can style. I'm not going to tell you too much of the collection that's going to be at the top of the year, but this pattern, Simplicity 3019 sewn adaptive jacket pattern, will be used in that collection. Reason why is because I get so many DMs or even comments on Rochelle, how can you go about putting a wardrobe together for someone who has a disability or in a wheelchair or have limited mobility? So I picked this pattern up to show you how you're able to do that. And this will be sewn up during one of the collections. I kind of want to tell you what it is, but I'm not, because I want you guys to be surprised. Okay. So I'm going to take this and do a couple of hacks and sew it together and make it do what it do. All right. But this is Simplicity 3019. I'm going to show you how you can take this pattern and make it everyday wear, even if you have limited mobility, as well as if you have no disabilities whatsoever. But once again, it's Simplicity 3019. So those are the 4 patterns that I picked up from JoAnn's in store. Now let me share with you the 5 patterns that I picked up from simplicity.com. So first things first, I picked up a new look pattern, okay? Now, the JoAnn sale, let me go back to JoAnn's right quick. JoAnn sale Simplicity was $2.99, And that sale started Thursday the 8th and end on Monday, which is today. Today is Monday, Veterans Day, November 11th. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to simplicity.com. Now, the simplicity.com sale, as of the recording of this video, was Simplicity, McCall's, and Butterick patterns on sale, all for $4.99. The sale ran from November 8th and in Veterans Day the 11th. So the first pattern that I picked up is New Look 6792. Workwear. Work with me because this is going to be workwear. And the view that I plan on doing is view A, not this color block situation, just the basic one, view A right here. I'm going to put the pattern up on the screen so you're able to see that. But I feel like this skirt can be paired with a button-down shirt, which is what I plan on doing, which is New Look 6790, the pattern that I plan on using. So I want to build like a complete wardrobe set with just New Look patterns to share with you guys how you could take these New Look patterns and elevate your wardrobe as well. And work wardrobe as well. But this pattern is New Look 6792. For this pattern, you will need a zipper for sure. Which is a 7-inch invisible zipper. And if you are doing view A, it calls for 7/8-inch ribbons as well. So this is 6792 New Look. Next pattern that I picked up is a Simplicity pattern. It's a 1960s vintage pattern. Now, I didn't pick this up for me. I picked this up for someone else, but it's Simplicity 9915. Now with this pattern, it's an easy to sew pattern. Like I said, I didn't pick it up for myself. I picked this up for someone else who wanted this pattern. Now for this one, I'm looking at it and it looked like view 2 is a pair of pants, but it says dresses, which is weird. Unless looking at view 2, I don't know if the line art is different, but it says it's Mrs. Dresses. But looking at the line art, it looks like a pair of pants with a waistband. Maybe that's a skirt with a, center seam in the back. But at any rate, the line art looks a little weird. But anyway, this is a dress. Now this one, 1950s is not, 1960s, I'm sorry, vintage. It's not what I would go for. But I just wanted to show you guys, but this is Simplicity 9915, one of the patterns that I picked up for someone else. Of course, we pick things up for other people at some time. All right. Anyway, next pattern is Butterick 7006. Now, I forgot to pick this pattern up when I picked up the Butterick patterns in PDF. It was in my store, so I went ahead and picked it up. I'm sorry. This was in my store, but not in the side. So I went back to simplicity.com and picked it up on the website, okay? But this is Butterick 7006, one of the new fall winter patterns that came out. I feel that view A would be amazing to do for workwear. That's what's on my mind right now, okay? Workwear. So that's why I picked it up. I also told you that it reminds me of a pattern that's already in my stash, but I want to do this pattern as well. So once again, it's Butterick 7006. In terms of the notion, the only notion you're gonna need is one 20-inch invisible zipper. That's it, all right? But once again, it's Butterick 7006. All right, and the last two patterns that I picked up from simplicity.com is Simplicity 8418. Y'all know I just released a bomber jacket sew along behind the scenes pattern review over the weekend. I picked up two. I told you guys in that video that I ordered some patterns from simplicity.com, and it's two patterns, the bomber jacket. One is for my daughter, which is the smaller size 4 through 12, this one right here. And the bigger size is a new copy for myself that I will be tracing. Now, there is a pattern which I will tell you guys coming up on the channel here soon. In about another 2 weeks, I am dropping another bomber jacket, okay? And I will share that pattern number with you. That's very similar to this one, but it's a little different, all right? But yeah, I went ahead and picked up 2 more bomber jacket patterns. Simplicity 8418, sew along. I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen so you're able to see that. Drop it in the description box below. Open up the description so you're able to see the link for that sew along as well. Once again, it's Simplicity 8418. All right, so those are all the patterns that I picked up from JoAnn and Simplicity.com. Let me go ahead and share with you guys the VikiSew patterns where your girl spent all her money and only saved $2. When I say $2, I spent all my money and only did not spend $2. I'm just joking. It's an inside joke. All right, but let's go ahead and talk about the VikiSew patterns that I picked up during the VikiSew's birthday. 53% off of everything. That's patterns, courses, you name it, okay? So let's go ahead and get into that now. All right, so I have my notes here on what I picked up. So on VikiSews.com, I picked up 6 pant patterns, 2 outerwear patterns, 6 dresses, 3 blazers and vest patterns, and then I picked up 1 video tutorial and 15 hacking guides. Your girl was really busy shopping on VikiSews, all right? But let's go ahead and get into what I picked up. I'm gonna start with the pant patterns. I'm gonna put all the patterns up on the screen so you're able to see that as well, all right? So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first pattern that I picked up from VikiSews.com, these are all VikiSews. I'm just gonna tell you the pant patterns. It's 6 of those. First one is the Nell pants. Now, the reason why I picked it up is because it comes with a hacking guide. So, I didn't just pick up the pattern, but I also picked up the hacking guide, and I plan on not only sewing this pattern as is, no warranty, but I also want to hack it and make it some flare pants as well. So that's one of the reasons why I picked this pattern up, and because it was on the low of $4.23, why the hell not? All right, but once again, this is the Nell pants. Moving over to the next pattern that I picked up. So the next pattern is the Candice pants, and these pants right here, flared. I love a good flare leg. I like straight leg, but I am a sucker for a flare pant leg. So that's why I decided to pick this pattern up as well. Moving over to the next pattern. The next one is the Edna trousers. Now with this pattern, it is an intermediate or average to sew pattern, but I feel like this pattern would be great to sew up for work pants. So that's why I picked it up. Even though I have tons of big 5 patterns, some of the times I be wanting to see what the indie patterns have to offer as well. So that's why I went ahead and picked up the Edna pants. Moving over to the next pants pattern that I picked up. So the next one that I picked up is the Halsey pants. And this one is great for another work attire one that I thought to pick up. I do have some pattern pairings that I want to do. I just do not have the pattern pulled out of my closet. I'm sorry, the fabric pulled out of my closet in order to share that with you guys. But when I get ready to sew these up into a collection, I will definitely be sharing the patterns and the fabric pairings with you guys. All right. Now the Halsey pant pattern is an intermediate to sew pattern. Fly front zippers galore. We know, all right? But once again, this is the Halsey pants. Moving over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is the Karen trousers. Now this pattern it looks a little slouchy, but I like this pattern. And this one comes with a video tutorial. That video tutorial is just basically a fly front zipper, but I have a video when I did Butterick 6946 where I inserted a fly front zipper. I also have a separate video on how to install a fly front zipper in less than 10 minutes. I also shared when I did the live stream of Simplicity 8. I don't remember the pattern number, but I think it was 9892 or 9891, something like that. When I did a pair of pants, wide leg pants, low rise, I think it was low waisted, white leg pants, and I shared in that live stream how to do a fly front zipper. So there's so many tutorials that I have done with a fly front zipper. I'm currently working on a pair of pants with fly front zipper, and I'm going to share with you guys how to do that fly front zipper as well coming up on the channel for that pattern that I'm going to be doing. I'm not sharing that pattern with you right now, but it's coming up on the channel very, very soon. All right. But that's the Karen trousers, a little relaxed fit a little bit. but I think this would be great to put in a work attire, okay? But let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is the Britney pants. Now, barrel pants are in the season. So because I love the Vogue one, I think that's Vogue 2051, if my mind serves me well. I like that one, but I also like this one. I've been having this on my favorites list for a hot minute, okay? And I just went ahead and picked it up because I feel like I don't think this one would be great as work attire, but outside of work, like your weekend wear, when I'm out and about, I feel like this pattern would be amazing. I have some twill in my stash. I also have some poplin in my stash that I can use for this pattern. Once again, this is the Britney pants. All right, so those are all 6 pant patterns. Let's go ahead and move down to the outerwear pattern. So the first outerwear pattern that I picked up is the Enola trench coat, which is an advanced to sew pattern. Now this pattern is a fully lined trench coat. And I know you're probably thinking like, Rochelle, you don't need a trench coat being in Florida. Oh yes, we do. Who said that I can't buy or wear or even make a trench coat? Who said that? I'll wait. Exactly, nobody. So I went ahead and purchased this one because I am a huge fan of trench coats. And just in case the season changed in the winter time, right? But little small winter we have, I could definitely sew up a trench coat. So I went ahead and purchased this one, fully lined trench coat, straight fit, straight cut, love it. So I went ahead and purchased this one. Once again, it's the, I don't know how to pronounce it right, but we're gonna say it's the Enola trench coat pattern. Let's go ahead and get over to the other outerwear garment that I picked up. The second outerwear pattern that I picked up is the Chani jacket. Now this one is also a straight cut, fully lined jacket. Now this is more like a relaxed fit. You could throw it on when you're just kind of like not feeling in a good mood or whatever. I love the patch pocket that they have like right at the bust area. So that's why I picked it up. I like that it zips up. So, I mean, this one is a gorgeous pattern. So I went ahead and picked it up. But once again, it's this Chani jacket. Those are the 2 outerwear patterns that I picked up. Let's move over to the blazers and vest pattern. I picked up 3. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So the first blazer / vest pattern that I picked up is the Hedwig vest pattern. Now, you guys know your girl's been scoping out tons of vests in the last couple of months. I like a good vest, and I like vests with like pants. I like to pair vests with a skirt. I mean, come on. A vest is really something that if you're in an office setting like I will be in, currently in, then you might want a vest because you could style a vest with a button-down shirt. You could style a vest with a nice blouse. Vests could go a long way. Don't sleep on a vest pattern, okay? Now, the Hedwig pattern, it's fully lined, it's straight cut as well. It has princess seams. I think it actually has like 4 buttons and some fake welt pockets, okay? So you'll be doing some welt pockets on the front, but you can also omit the welt pockets as well. So I went ahead and picked this one up just to play around and see what it's going to be when I sew this together, all right? Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern that I picked up. So the next blazer / vest pattern that I picked up is the Oprah jacket. Now, I know my girl Shamir did this pattern, okay? I don't know if it was part of a collection or she just kind of did this pattern with shorts. And when I see Shamir do it, I was like, okay, I like that pattern. And I put it on my favorites list, of course. Now, this Oprah jacket has a pattern hacking guide attached to it that all the pattern hacking guides were $2.82. So I didn't just pick up the pattern. I also picked up the hacking guide, and the hacking guide, so good. So good what you could create. Now, would I try all of these hacks? I would be doing some other things myself, but the pattern hacking guide is there just in case I want to create the same thing that VikiSews decide that you can create with that pattern. Now, the Oprah jacket is a semi-fitted, fully lined jacket with a straight silhouette. All right, so it have like the curve edge front panels, it have bust darts, it have faux welt pockets or fake welt pockets as well on this one. Buttons, buttonholes, all of those things. Now the Oprah is above the hip length. So if you want it to be further down, I would definitely say add some length, which is what I will be doing, because if I ever decide to wear this to work when I create it, I would need to make sure that it's going to be all the way down to pretty much my butt, my hips, okay? So I would be extending it to make sure that it covers my butt, all right? And like I said, pattern hacking guide is attached to this one as well. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. The last blazer vest pattern that I picked up is the Jackie jacket, okay? Now the Jackie jacket is a semi-fitted, fully lined jacket with a straight silhouette. It has bust darts on the front. It has basically like some flaps. I would say like the front features the top stitch decorated flaps as well. It has long set in 2-piece sleeves. And then it also has like a button vent in the elbow seam. So it's like a fake one, not a real one. The jacket also has the stand collar and of course buttons and buttonholes as well. This jacket is above the hip length as well. So with the above the hip length, I would also have to extend it. So I have to take into consideration wearing something like this to work. It needs to be as long as my hips. And the reason why I say that is because I don't want to wear a jacket that if I lift my arms up like this, everything is going up. So I need to make sure that the length is good. Now, this Jackie jacket, it also comes with a pattern hacking guide. And of course, you know your girl got it. So I went ahead and got this Jackie jacket. I think it was like $4.23 and the pattern hacking guide was $2.82. That's why I said, your girl spent a lot of money. You listening? Are you listening to me? All right, so yes, I did spend a lot of money. But anyway, those are the 3 blazer vest patterns that I picked up. So let's go ahead and talk about the dress patterns that I picked up, which I picked up 6 dress patterns. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So the first dress pattern that I picked up is the Reese dress. Now, y'all know I love Reese pieces. Like, there's no secret. Reese pieces, Reese's peanut butter cup, it just goes very well. But anyway, that's not why I picked up the pattern. I picked up the pattern simply because I love the spaghetti strap. I love the fact that it has the buttons and the loops in the front. I could definitely see myself wearing this with that Vogue 2079 pattern with the sleeves. I could definitely put some sleeves on it like that and still wear this dress and it would be cute. Now, I just gave you guys an idea, okay? But I think it would be cute to wear to work. Not only wearing it to work, but you could take off that sleeve pattern, Vogue 2079, which I'm going to put up on the screen so you're able to see that. Both of them side by side. But I feel that you could definitely wear this in the summertime, dress it up with some heels. You could actually wear some closed-toe heels. You could wear some open-toe heels. You could wear it with some sneakers. You could wear it with some flats. You could wear it with some sandals, some wedges. This one could be a staple piece in your wardrobe. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up. Once again, it's the Reese dress. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one that I picked up. The next one that I picked up is a tiered dress. Now, do your girl need a tiered dress? Absolutely not. But this one is like super gorgeous. Why not? So it's the Camilla dress. Camilla, however you want to say it, depends on how you say it in the United States versus Russia, okay? But this one is a loose fitting tier dress and I thought it was super cute. So I went ahead and picked it up because that's what I do. Now, I feel like this dress would be used great for anniversaries, great for a wedding guest, because I have a video about wedding guests and what you can make up if you are attending a wedding, whether it's in fall or winter, which is the cheapest season for weddings. And by the way, my wedding is next month in the month of December, and it was cheaper getting married in the winter time than it is in the spring, summertime. Oops. Don't tell nobody I told you that, but I already did, so it doesn't even matter. But at this point, you know, 19 years and growing. All right, but anyway, this is a nice dress that I would say you can use it for any type of holiday festivities. You can use it for, you know, anniversaries. You can use it for a nice summer dress, spring dress, Easter dress, any season. This one would be a good one for you to do. So I went ahead and picked it up because you never know when your girl decides to make a dress like this, It's one of those where it's going to be in my closet forever. If you think I'm lying, think of my Easter dress that I made using New Look 67, I think it was like 60, I don't know, 66, 94, something like that, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put it up on the screen and drop the video in the description box below. But I have wore that dress 3 times since making it back in 2022. So I don't get to wear it all the time, but the last time I wore it was for Atlanta Frocktails, and I will be wearing that pretty soon. I do have an event coming up in January that I'm probably gonna wear that dress too, all right? But anyway, let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern that I picked up from VikiSews.com. So the next pattern is a similar pattern to a pattern I already have. I know. So why did you pick it up? Because I wanted to, and I can. I'm just joking. So this is the Jela or Jela dress. All right, so this one reminds me of the Erica Bunker dress that she did for Style So Me. Now, Style So Me is no longer in business. So I decided to go ahead and pick this up because I think I downloaded all my files that I purchased from Style So Me during her going out of business sale. Now, because I have upgraded my NAS, if you're not into IT, you're not gonna know what the heck I'm talking about. But I'm just gonna say, because I upgraded my server that I have at home and my NAS as well, I'm not gonna say that it transferred over. It may and may have not transferred over because I used to have them on external hard drive that one my child dropped on the move to Orlando, and some of the files could not be recovered. So with that being said, I took that drive and made it a internal hard drive instead of an external hard drive. Difference between the two is one inside the computer, one is outside, standalone outside of the computer. I'm not gonna talk IT to you guys. You guys know I work in the IT field right now, okay? But anyway, this is the Jela dress. I love the open back. I would not wear this to work unless I had a blazer on. So this one can be made for work. Put a blazer on so to where you have business in the front and ooh, a little action in the back. All right, you get me. All right, so let's go ahead and get over to the next pattern that I picked up. So the next pattern is the Leora pattern. And the Leora pattern I seen on my girl Shamir. And she did this for the, I think it was the terracotta collection that she did. Looks fabulous. And I wrote this pattern down. Now, I did not put this on my favorite, but I wrote it down underneath. Okay, so I'm not going to get into this whole spiel on why, but I keep a Excel spreadsheet, and each tab have different pattern brands that I want. And this was on that sheet for the next VikiSew sale. But the pattern needed to be under $5. And it was. It was actually $4.23 for this pattern. So I went ahead and picked it up. The Leora, I plan on sewing it during the next fall in a collection. What that may be, I don't know what the name of the collection is going to be. It's just I know that this dress would be so good in the fall. Thank you, Shamir, because I know Shamir is probably watching this video. Thank you so much, Shamir, for recommending. I wouldn't even say, she didn't even recommend the dress. She showed the dress and it was like a recommendation basically without actually recommending it. But it looks so good on Shamir. Shamir is super tall, I get it. But I would have to definitely shorten it, number one. And then number two, I would definitely wear it with a blazer. Because I am a blazer girl. Y'all don't know it, but your girl love a blazer, a good one at that. But once again, this is the Leora dress. Let's go ahead and get into the next pattern. Next one is the Imelda dress. Imelda dress, my bad. Imelda dress. Now this one comes with a pattern hacking guide. And the hacks is good. Now, looking at the dress, this looked like an old-fashioned, your auntie's dress. Your, I don't know, your bad sister dress. I don't even know what this It's not one where I would gravitate to and be like, oh, I need to pick up that pattern. But this one has potential with a couple of minor hacks, okay? I could see hacking this one into a nice work blouse. I could see hacking this one into, instead of a wide dress or a long dress, hacking it up into a shorter dress. I could see a two-piece where I hack this, add a waistband to it, and or a bottom band or something, and have a top and a bottom, but instead of flared skirt, more like a pencil slim skirt. So I could see that for this pattern. Now, I did look at some of the hacks, but I don't remember what they were because we were throwing everything in the cart last night to make sure that I get everything before the sale ends, because I'm pretty sure the sale ends gonna end either today, Veterans Day, or tomorrow. So that's what I did. But this was the Imelda dress. Let's go ahead and move over to the last pattern. This one actually came with a pattern hacking guide. Let's go ahead and move over to the last dress that I picked up. All right, so the last one that I picked up in the dresses, okay, was, of course, Roxanne. Hey, Roxanne. Yes, your girl picked up the Roxanne dress. Now, listen, it was so many girlies on IG sewed up this dress. All right, so LaShawn from here on YouTube, Let's Get Social, she did this pattern. Denisha from Classified Life, she did this pattern. Shamir did this pattern. It was so many on IG that sold this pattern, and I don't know why the heck I didn't already have this pattern, because it's so good. Minimal pattern pieces. I mean, Rochelle, what the heck was you thinking? Like, okay, I don't know. I'm a dork, but I went ahead and picked it up. And this one comes with a pattern hacking guide. Some of the hacks are super good. So I went ahead and picked this pattern up. It's the Roxanne. All right. Let me get back to the task at hand. All right, so those are all the actual patterns that I picked up. Let's talk about the pattern hacking guides that I picked up. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So for the actual pattern hacking guides, I picked up 15 of them. Now, a lot of these that I picked them up because I already purchased the pattern. So I figured, since I already purchased the pattern and the pattern hacking guide, all of them were $2.82. So with that being said, I was like, let me go ahead and get the pattern hacking guide since I already have the pattern. So I'm just going to kind of run through the ones that I picked up because I already had the pattern. Most of these I already had the pattern for. So the first one is the Nuala sweatshirt. And I like the fact that you can hack these things into different things. So the Nuala sweatshirt goes with the Tammy shorts, and I picked those patterns, both of those patterns up. Like one of my first orders was those two patterns. So I picked it up then. Next, I picked up the Buffy dress pattern hacking guide. And this one, I think for me, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't sew the dress as is, but my focus into 2025 is to sew the pattern as is, but also do one or two hacks with the pattern to utilize the pattern, because I'm purchasing a lot of PDF patterns, and it would be, it would not be beneficial if I did not do a hack or sewed it up twice. You waste all that energy putting PDF patterns together to sew one time. Absolutely not. I cannot do that. I could not even live with myself doing that. Okay. So that's why I went ahead and picked up the Buffy dress. The next pattern that I picked up is, I already talked to you about the jacket when we talked about the coats. Also, I picked up the Kelsey vest pattern hacking guide, which is a vest. I went ahead and picked that up because I already had the pattern. Great, amazing vest as well. I haven't sewed it up, but of course it's already slotted on my to sew list as well for the springtime. So just stay tuned for that. I also picked up the Agnesa. It's a struggle, but you guys get me. All right. So anyway, I picked up that pattern hacking guide for that dress. Now I'm bad with names when it's not in the US. Okay. Everyone pronounces name differently, so don't come for me because I'm struggling with these names, okay? But anyway, I picked up that dress pattern hacking guide, and I could see myself doing a two-piece for this one, all right? To where I love my separates, so That's why I picked it up. All right, so that is the pattern hacking guide for that one. Now, the next 3 patterns that I picked up for the pattern hacking guide, it's not because I had the pattern. I picked them up simply because I have patterns similar to these, and I'm just going to use those patterns to do a hack to, and probably share that with you guys as well. First one is the Ramiah dress. Now, this is a basic dress. And there's a new look pattern, which I'm going to put up on the screen, that's very similar to this dress, to where I feel like you could hack that pattern and use this pattern hacking guide and achieve the same effect. Okay. So with that being said, I went ahead and picked up this pattern hacking guide, $2.82. And that's what we're going to do with this one. All right. Next up is the Tiana dress pattern hacking guide. I do not have the Tiana dress pattern, but it's standard, a regular basic t-shirt style dress. I can't think of the pattern that's exactly the same as this t-shirt pattern, but you can use a regular t-shirt pattern, extend it into a dress, and have the same thing. So that's why I picked this pattern up. All right. Moving over to the next one is the Mavia dress. Mavia, whatever you want to call it. Okay. The struggle is real. But this one is basically, once again, this one is probably knit, whereas the Tiana is not. I would have to check that. I'll make any corrections that I said that's incorrect up on the screen. But anyway, this one seems to be like a knit style pattern. And of course, you can use a basic knit t-shirt style dress pattern and get the same effect. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up. All right. The next one that I picked up is the Lais skirt. Now, I know you're wondering, like, Rochelle, what the hell you picked this pattern up for? It's not attractive, yada, yada, yada. I picked this up because I have a pattern similar to this, and I can just hack that pattern and do the hacks for that. Why not? All right. Now, if you guys don't know, I know how to hack patterns my dang self, but you guys may be interested in some of these patterns. And if I was just to share with you guys some of the hacks and how to do it, you guys will be more comfortable with doing some of the hacks and just not just share or sew straight out the package. All right. So that's why I picked some of these up. All right. So those are all and the last pattern that I picked up that's the pattern hacking guide, is the Nell pants. But I already shared that with you guys when I talked about the pant pattern. All right. So those are all the patterns that I picked up. Now that I shared all the VikiSew patterns with you, here's the thing that I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to VikiSew patterns. Now I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you're able to see this, but let's talk about how do you select VikiSew patterns, because I get this all the time in the comments when I share VikiSew patterns that I picked up, as well as DMs on what patterns to pick, how do you choose your size, and things of that nature. So let me share my screen with you guys to walk you through how I pick my patterns and how you can see this on VikiSew patterns. Let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about VikiSew's how to go about choosing your size when you are looking at VikiSew patterns. Now, what I have up on the screen right now are dresses. Now, this focus on the top portion of your body, like your bust and your waist. I'm not really focusing on the hip, but when it comes to the top portion of my body, whether those are blazers, vests, dress, and tops, I focus on my bust measurement. Okay, bust and waist measurements are the two things that I focus on. When it comes to the bottom portion of my body, whether that's skirts, shorts, or pants, that's what I focus on, the bottom portion of my body, which would be my waist and my hips. Okay. So with that being said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys, just use a dress pattern. Let's just go with the Eden dress. Okay. So I'm going to click on the Eden dress, and let's just say that I'm thinking of purchasing this dress. So the first thing I'm going to do is go down to where it says size chart. Now, I know my height is 162 to 168. Now, if you think I'm playing, just go to Google, right? Now, everything that VikiSew does is pretty much in centimeters, okay? So what you need to type in is convert centimeters to inches, right? So let's just say, or you could do vice versa. vice versa. So I'm just going to say convert inches to centimeters. Now I'm 5'6", which means that I'm 66 inches, which tells me that I am 167.64. So I'm at the top portion of the 168, which is 5'6", okay? Now, 162, I don't know what 162 would be, but I want to say that that's probably, you know, 5'4", maybe 5'3.5", maybe for that. All right. So with that being said, let's just say, for instance, that you are 5'2". All right. So 5'2" would be 62 inches, which means that you need to get a pattern that's at 157, 158 on a good day. All right. So looking at this, you need to get the 154 to 160 measurement. Okay. Now I'm going to put all the height up on the screen so you're able to see what those centimeters, because on VikiSews, the 162 to 168 is based off of centimeters. Okay. Centimeters, not inches. So you have to do the conversion. All right. So that's how you would do it. Just go to google.com, type in convert cm for centimeters to inches. But in your case, you want to convert inches to centimeters, okay? So type in, once again, convert inches to centimeters, and type in whatever you are, whether you 5'9", you know, you need to type in 69 inches, just to give you an idea, because you're doing 12 times 5, which is 60, plus the 9 inches. So that's 69 inches, right? So your centimeters is 175. You would go and find where 175 is, which is 170 to 176. And you would type that. All right. Now I'm going to use my measurements. I'm 5'6", so I'm 67 centimeters in height. After I click on that, I'm going to click on size chart. Okay. Now I'm going to go to woman's size chart. Right? You see where it's at. I'm going to go down until I find inches. Okay. So you see where it says size, inches. So it has bust, waist, and hips. Now I'm using my measurements. Okay. I already know what my measurements are. So my bust measurement is 41.5. That is similar to the large, 41 to 42.5. But here's the thing. I like ease. Okay, so even though it's 41.5, the ease, I like to have 43, 2 inches for ease, which is right at about 43. Now, if I get an extra large, a 50, that's a little too big. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the large at 42.5 because I could size up 1 inch. I could keep 42.5 and do a test muslin or whatnot and see. So that's what I'm going to do because it's in inches. Right now, I'm looking at the large for this dress. Now, my waist measurement. My waist measurement currently is a 34. That falls into a large as well. Now, my hips measurement currently is a 46. Now, extra large would be too big at 46.5. However, I can size up an inch, inch and a half on a good day on the large. So for this pattern, I would choose the large. So I'm going to go back to the Eden dress and choose the large sides. Now, there's another thing with this one, the large sides. Okay. So let me go back to where we have that. Now it says large 46 to 48. You get a 46 or a 48. Because I'm averaging at the top portion of this, I would choose the large 48 because I know this is only a one size and I could size up where I need it to be sized up at. All right. Now, if I get a 46, there's two things. If I get a 46, I would definitely have to size up the bust. If I get the large 46, I know I'm going to have to size up at the waist because my waist currently is a 34. And I know I'm going to have to size up at the hips. Now, do I want to do a lot of sizing up, which I'm fine with, or if I get a 48, the waist is too big, I need to size down, which may be a little, not so, it's easy to size up. It's not difficult to size down, but you don't want to size down too much. Do you want to go with more ease at the waist or do you want to size up? That's up to you. Now, in my case, I would definitely go with ease in the waist, because if I'm eating, I'm not worried about it, and it's only 5/8 of an inch room there, okay? So I would purchase the 48 for my liking for this dress, all right? So I would just put 48. Your size, European, is 48. Basically what that is a size large, all right? And then you just click on buy, and it's in your cart, all right? Now let's focus on the bottom portion of our pants, our body, which would be pants, shorts, or skirts. So I'm just going to take one pant pattern just to show you guys this. Let's just take the sage pant pattern, okay? I'm just picking one just to show you guys this. So the sage pants, I'm focusing on the bottom portion of my body. My waist is a 34, my hips is a 46, all right? So with that being said, first of all, I'm going to choose my height. Same thing with any pattern, your height will be the same unless you decide to grow an inch or so. It's the same thing. I would definitely take the measurement every time you purchase a pattern from VikiSews, all right? I stopped growing when I hit like 22. So we're not here for that, but let's go ahead and talk about the size measurement chart. So once again, I'm going to go back to the size measurement. I'm going to go back to inches. And I'm going to look at the waist. So the waist measurement, like I said, it's a 34. I fall in a large. But for the hips, I'm falling between a large and extra large. Now, if my hips is a 46, right, I want to make sure that I can size up the pattern about an inch and get a 47, 47 and a half, depending on how I want these pants to fit. With that being said, I'm going to stick with the large, but a 48, all right? So for the pant pattern, I will be choosing a 48. So I'm going to go back to the sage pants, which are these right here. And I'm going to click on 48 and press buy. All right. Now, after I do that, I'm going to go to my cart. And as you can see in the cart, it shows the Eden dress. I'm purchasing a size 48, which is a large for this one. And I'm also purchasing the stage pants. I'm not actually purchasing it, but I'm just showing you for example purposes. The height I have in, and I'm also purchasing a size 48. Now, one thing that I will definitely do is go to my profile and save those measurements. As you can see, it's going to show in centimeters, but you need to definitely convert it to centimeters from your inches to centimeters so you're able to see what your centimeters are. Now mine is completely wrong. I need to go in there and fix it, but it's okay. All right. So just make sure that you go in there and do that. Now, after you purchase your patterns, right, you can go through marathons. Now the marathon is just going to show you the sewing courses that you have. Like I showed you before, I have the trench coat, the bag sewing course, the Pro Secrets, the Art of Sewing Excellence, the Paulina, the Roberta. I have all of those underneath Marathon. Now, one thing I will tell you is when you're looking at these courses, I'm going to say, you guys know I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. It can get dry and boring. So I'm going to say, if you are not focusing on listening to the sewing course, I'm going to say do not play it because it can be so dry in certain parts, in certain areas. Okay. So spare you some time and do it when you are all hands in and focused. All right. Now, underneath the courses is pretty much the same thing. Marathon and courses is going to be the same thing that you could see that. And then you have patterns. As you can tell, it shows that I have 77 patterns. Don't judge me, judge yourself, all right? And underneath the pattern section, it breaks it down between pants and shorts that you have. It breaks it down between the video tutorials and sew alongs. Your pattern hacking guides will be in there as well. So it shows that I have 22 video tutorials and sew along. I have 6 outerwear patterns, and it shows that there as well. I have 14 dress patterns, 13 blazer patterns, 1 jumpsuit, 4-piece shirts, t-shirts, and blouses. Though it shows there. I have 1 skirt, which I feel bad for only having 1 skirt, but no, I don't, because I have a lot of skirt patterns that I could just, hack and get what I want. I have 2 hoodie tops and sweater patterns, and then I only have 1 housewear lingerie pattern, which would be some shorts. All right. So I just wanted to share with you guys how you go about adding the size that you need for VikiSew patterns. All right, so that's it for me showing you guys that. All right, so there you have it. That is the complete patterns that I picked up from JoAnn, Simplicity.com, and VikiSew patterns. I hope you enjoyed, and including how you go about choosing the size that you need to purchase when you're purchasing VikiSew patterns. Well, I hope that this video was educational, inspiring, and fun. And if you pick up any of these patterns, let your girl know. Maybe we could sew it together. What you think? All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, keep sewing.